Hello, I'm Mike Huggard, CEO and co-founder, along with my wife Deborah, of MPA System Specialties located in Dawsonville, Georgia. Back in May of 2002, some military folks out of Fort Bragg approached us and asked if we could find something to replace all the different products they've been using in the military. They not only needed something that would actually clean, lubricate, and protect, but we were getting ready to go back into combat again in the Middle East. And we learned from the first Gulf War we had a tremendous problem with the heat, the climate conditions, and also the sand precipitated by the sandstorms over there, which caused a tremendous amount of malfunctions in weaponry and equipment the first Gulf War. Well, we looked near and far and couldn't find anything. So to make a long story short, we ended up developing a product. And we happened to name it Strike Cold, after the motto of the 1st Brigade of the 82nd Airborne Division, which I used to be a member of at one time. Now, every salesperson in the world comes in and tells you they got that miracle product. Well, I got to tell you, we don't have any miracles, but we do have a product that actually does do the job. And I show you by example of what it's capable of doing and telling you, instead of telling you how great the product is and showing you emails from folks around the world, I show you by example of what it's capable of doing. This is a styrofoam cup. Styrofoam is a petroleum byproduct and for demonstration purposes represents rust, corrosion, and carbon. I add water to it, regular tap water. Why? Because water is what precipitates rust and corrosion. We have all these different products out there that have been out for 60 plus years. Well, every one of these products you see in front of you right here are extremely flammable by flame projection. Why? They all contain either butane or propane propellants, which are extremely flammable. It also takes up about 80% of the can, of the volume of the can, because butane and propane are liquid propellants. In contrast to the Strike Cold, which takes up less than 5% of the can. Why? CO2 is a gas and it's the strongest gas out in the market today. But anyway, getting back to this, here we have the WD-40. In every household in the world. This hurts rubber, plastics, parkerization, bluing, gel coating, monofilament fishing line. However, if we were put into the styrofoam cup, what should happen if it's a true penetrant? It should eat through the cup. Well, what's it doing? You'll have to take my word for it because I'm sure you can't see it from here, but it's floating on water. It's what you call water displacing, which is somewhat of a joke terminology anyway. If I took my fist and put it inside this bucket of water, what am I doing? I'm displacing water. Another product we have here is a REM oil, designed for weaponry. A lot of people use it. It's not as harmful as the WD-40, but then again, it basically does about the same thing, or doesn't do. It's floating on water. It's a water displacer. It does nothing to the styrofoam, which represents the rust, corrosion, and carbon. But let me cut right to the chase. As far as penetrants, this is the best penetrant I have sitting here. In fact, this is one of the best over-the-counter penetrant cleaners that you can get. A lot of mechanics use it for rusted nuts and bolts. However, and it says right on this can, instant action, it breaks down the styrofoam cup because the styrofoam, as I said before, represents the rust, corrosion, and carbon. Instant action. Well, there's a couple problems with this. First of all, when I put it into the styrofoam cup, it floats on water. But secondly, that instant action will actually take about 15 minutes. That's why you can't believe everything you read. And that's the exact reason why we do a demonstration. Strike Cold, as I said before, in contrast to these other products, is non-flammable by flame projection. Does not hurt rubber, plastics, parkerization, bluing, gel coating, monofilament fishing line, but does a number to rust, corrosion, and carbon. Not only will it go through the stuff floating on top, it's heavier than water, goes through the water, and then eats away at the styrofoam like that. That's not instant action, but that's pretty darn quick. And if you'll notice what's happening, this is actually eating away at the styrofoam, going up against gravity. That's what you call capillary action. It's a mobile liquid. In other words, if I had a bolt and put it at the bottom of a bolt, it'd work its way up against gravity. It gets into all nooks and crannies, from electrical to machinery to weaponry to whatever. It gets into all the places that you don't see. Mostly every one of these products contain either paraffin, which is wax, silicone, or Teflon. Why? They want it to stay when it hits the metal. Well, that's the downfall. When it hits the metal, it stays there, of course, and it also cakes up after a period of time after usage. But it also causes malfunctions. With heat and friction that's developed, it gums up your equipment and causes those malfunctions. Strike-Hold, by the way, every time you use it, it takes off the pre-existing coating and puts a new one on. Now, after we clean a piece of metal of rust and corrosion, what happens within a few days? Rust and corrosion come back because of moisture in the air. Not only inside, outside, wherever. There's moisture everywhere, humidity. The Strike-Hold, however, actually demoisturizes metal and puts a protective coating on there that doesn't wash off. And to prove my point, I use a few other tools here. Here's an appliance light bulb, a socket, and an extension cord I got at Home Depot. You'd have to say this is wet. What I'm basically going to do right now is spray the Strike-Hold on the metal. It demoisturizes the metal, puts a shield-like film on there that does not wash or dry or crack off. All right? I'll also spray this extension cord plugged into the wall that's giving me my electricity. The reason I show this portion of the demo is to show you that the Strike-Hold does not wash off with water, even salt water. We have Coast Guard folks using it.